And sometimes it takes a while to do that. Setting up your meeting for YouTube Live. Is it working? Looks like it's perfect. Okay, got it. So let's start. As I mentioned before, when you enter this classroom, it's required everybody show their camera. Ethan, Preston, I haven't seen yours. Good. Preston Brown, and you're in a quiet space, private, that you can begin. So, and Jericho is coming in. Okay, welcome, folks. Today, what I'm going to be covering is big data, how to analyze big data, and what we're using for big data is thinking about algorithms, automated trading systems. We'll be talking about indicators and strategies. We have an assignment on a backtesting assignment. I'm going to review that one more time. Some of you have already done that. We'll make that a review. We'll talk about what is the rule behind that assignment. And then for next week, I'm going to make available, we have another assignment of an optimization and backtesting assignment. I'm going to go over it in the class. So what I suggest you do is work with me, meaning be active and doing the same thing I have, because hopefully by the end of the class, you'll finish not only Wednesday's assignment, but the following week's assignment. Everybody with me so far? So good. Okay, so Spencer, if you don't mind manning the chat, and any volunteers to help Spencer in letting me know if there's anything important to look at the chat. Any volunteers? No? No volunteers? Okay, Chase, thank you very much. And Chase, as you're looking on that, make sure you also go along with what I'm doing. Okay, Chase?
All right.
Perfect. Okay, thanks for participation. That counts. Okay, I'm ready to begin. Welcome. Just a couple of housekeeping chores is that we're having an exam Wednesday, March 6th in person. So I want to, on this Wednesday, I'll pass to you a review sheet, and I will also lecture on Wednesday on security, as well as next Monday, I'll do an extensive review. So you'll have the review sheet. You can take that with you. So Luke, at the weekend, you can look that over, and you have questions, you can come back on Monday and ask me questions about it. And I'll talk more about the format of the exam. But these exercises will be part of the open-ended questions. So that's why it's important to do these, understand these exercises as well. Okay, so we're ready to begin. I'm going to share my screen. And a lot of things on my screen that I'm sharing here. And let's go through a couple of notes here that I wanted to talk about. And one is, what is a technical indicator? And a technical indicator, you think about it as like a formula. That's a mathematical pattern that uses data that's historical to predict future price trends and help investors and traders make trading decisions. A technical indicator on its own does not have rules to it. But a trading strategy has rules. A trading strategy is used for buying and selling security markets. A trading strategy is based on predefined rules to make trading decisions, and the computer makes the trade. In our example, we use two technical indicators. It's called a sample moving average, or it's called many times an SMA. The sample moving averages is based on periods, time frames. We're using, in our example, 10 periods. We are using end of day data, so we're using, our periods are days. We have one that's 10 periods, and we have one that's 25 periods. We determine if one versus the other is fast or slow, fast being among the two, what will take less time to get an average. So if we're averaging every 10 periods versus every 25 periods, 10 is faster than 25. And then we have rules. Our rules for this sample MA crossover is, if the SMA fast crosses above the SMA slow, then we're going to buy. Else, if the SMA fast crosses below the SMA slow, then we're going to short. And short means what? Short means betting price will go down. So let's start the exercise. So what I need to do, and I want you to follow along, meaning not just look at me, but rather actually do it. So we see that we're already here. We're recording also. And if I look at in the what's due section, if I go to today's date, we see that there was the Wiley Plus. You need to read the what is back testing, what is optimization, what is simple moving average. You'll need that for the exam. And then this Wednesday, you have your first assignment of automated trading system back testing exercise, where each person in your group chooses a different ticker symbol. Your overall needs to be profitable. We'll connect to the end of day. We're going to use that sample crossover sample. We'll enable the strategy. We'll export it to Excel. We'll upload the spreadsheet to your audit group's trading folder, and you'll include your full name, the ticker symbol, the strategy as well. And for next Monday, let me make this available to you. Next Monday, you'll have something called the optimizer. So, Everybody ready to get in? I'm going to roll up my sleeves. Audrey, are you ready to work with me? We're ready to go. So the first thing we need to do, and if you have any comments or questions, you can put them into the chat. And Spencer, if you can be so kind and let me know if there's something that I need to be informed about. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to go to web links. Everybody go to web links. Chase, did you go to web links yet?
Web links? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the adaptive assignment and all that. I did that.
No, go to web links. It's above Wiley Plus. You there, Chase?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, everybody see exactly what I have. I want you to do exactly what I do. This way you get it over with and we finish. Okay, so we want to get to NinjaTrader. You can get to NinjaTrader if you have Windows. You can download it on your own. Our idea here is I'm going to use the virtual via the web link. So I suggest everybody just do it that way. If you have already NinjaTrader installed on your machine, that's up to you. But I just want to use it this way. And what I'm going to do is I'll just do it as a separate tab. So this way I'm in the same browser. I don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to open this link in a new tab. Everybody do that. And it says it will be the remote client. Also, what I suggest you do is do not use Safari. Go ahead and use Chrome. That's why we've had some problems with Safari. So get into Blackboard using Chrome and then go to web links and press on the first one. And we know that Microsoft has a cloud version called Azure Virtual Desktop Interface. They've created it just for my classes. So I'm going to click into this. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to use my local resources. This way I can use my own clipboard, file transfer, and I'm just going to say allow. You with me, Luke?
Yes, I am right where you are right now.
Great. Now it's asking me for credentials. Your credentials are not the same as mine. What they did is take everyone in my class. I've given them permission. They asked for you. They got your credentials. You have your password, and then you submit. This way, we have access to where? In Microsoft, they have a cloud version of Windows, and everyone has their own separate space on the server. Where the server is, I have no idea. And at this point, all I care about is it going to work. And I had the university install NinjaTrader 8 64-bit on the server, and everyone has access to it. There's two versions of NinjaTrader. One is 32-bit, which it doesn't say. The other one is 64-bit. In our class, we're going to use the more powerful one that can save more data because we are all about, Samuel, data, and analyzing it. So I'm going to be, what I like to do, since it's a virtual machine that I have some delay, I like to, instead of double clicking on things, I like to right click and open it that way, because sometimes I keep on clicking and it turns out in my clicking notion, it's not working. So now I like to open NinjaTrader. I am now opening the platform called NinjaTrader. Notice it says, Chase, simulated trading, meaning, and it says multi-broker. If I could connect this to a brokerage account, but in this class, we are not doing it. And it comes up automatically with some suggestions on, looks like it's some screencasting that they took to teach me about this. Right now, we're not going to worry about this. What we're going to worry about is getting our data process. So I'm going to X out of the video. Yes.
When I hit NinjaTrader 8 64-bit, it brings me to username password. Is
Just
that just
skip
my
it
okay, just skip. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
and see if it comes up.
Yeah, I'm right where you are now.
Perfect. Now, what do I need to do, Luke? Is I need to connect to the data, because in this platform, data is not immediately given to us. In other trading platforms, Luke, data is automatically brought in when you load it. So we need to connect. The way that I said, what kind of data do I want to connect to? I want to connect to end of day data. That at the end of the day, the price of that symbol will be recorded. So at this time, before I can do anything else, I need to do connections. So in my connections, where do I need to go, Audria?
You
I
press
need to go
kinetic end of day free.
end of day free. You know me, I'm cheap. I guess they say frugal, right? But I don't want us to spend any money. We can lose money on our own, or you can spend money on more things that that you can have fun with. So we're going to do end of day to kinetic free. And what should I see on the lower hand is I should hear a little ring and I should see a green ball. If you do not see a green ball in the lower left, you may not have the data connected. Why is it important? Because we're going to analyze data, right? So in this case, I want to analyze data. Once I analyze data, I can get my whole purpose of this assignment is to use a strategy and to find the total net profit, the total net to be profitable. If it's negative, I don't want to choose that. So I'm going to be choosing a symbol. So in order to do that, I can start many different ways. I can start in this assignment using a chart. So because it's visual, so we can see what we're doing. Later on, we don't need to see it because we have an idea of what it's going to be. So I'm going to go to new. And in this case, then, Chase, where should I go? I want to see a chart.
The create a chart.
I go to new chart.
No.
And then I have new chart and it says data series. Do you see that, Samuel? It's data, data, data. I have data series here. I have data series. And now what I need to do is I need to choose a symbol. How I can choose a symbol is I can choose any symbol that you know of, and you can basically go, for instance, to the Dow 30, and in the Dow 30, I have 30 different symbols. In the NASDAQ 100, I have 100 symbols, and in the S&P 500, I have 500. You choose whatever symbol you want. You may have to switch symbols because we need it to be overall. Using this strategy, we want it to be profitable. So I'm just going to choose, in this case, I can choose any one. I'll choose, in this case, let's say Microsoft. Well, I'll choose Dell. I'm going to choose Dell. And in Dell, it says on the left-hand panel, it says what in parentheses? It says what in parentheses, Zach? It says daily. You see that? Now, what did you choose, Zach? Did you choose a symbol?
I chose BMW.
Okay, BMW. Okay. On your data series, under type, you need to make sure it says day because we're using end of day. If you haven't used this before, it may say minute. So you have to pull this down under your type and make sure that you highlight day. If you highlight day and it says minute and we have end of day data, it doesn't work. And in this case, it automatically loads 365 days. And the end date was on 2/26, which is today. Because the market closed at 4, so it has what, Roberto? It has the last date of my Dell or whatever. What did you choose, Roberto?
I chose a random cognizant technology.
Okay. Was it positive?
I think so. Yeah, it was.
Okay, well, so do another one. You can see if it even turned out better. So in this case now, I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to press okay, and I should get what right now? What should come up now is raw data. There's no strategy. There's no technical indicators. This basically shows from the back what Dell has done. It looks like there are a lot of trends up, right? That what happened in February, and this is all of Dell's data.
Dr. Rush,
Yes.
my application looks like nothing compared to yours. Like because I couldn't go off the student VDI, like it wouldn't work off the link. So I just went to the website and created an account, and it looked my charts and everything. Like I don't have the same tools.
Okay, but you have to do you have a Windows machine?
No, I have an Apple MacBook.
Right, so you can't do it that way. It will look completely different. So you have to figure out why you can't get into your account. So did you put in your correct user ID and name? We're going to have to, if they haven't registered you, that's going to be an issue. So for right now, then that's not going to try getting in again.
Okay.
And if not, just stay with me at the end, okay?
All right.
Because that what you have via the browser, but it's a great point. NinjaTrader has via a browser, they have it also, but it's not the same product. That's why it doesn't look, but I appreciate you telling me that. So stay with me at the end and we'll figure out what is the problem. So at this case, then so I know I'm connected to data. Now what I need to do is I can have indicators, but right now, in order to get to everything today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a strategy. So how do I get to strategies? If I'm going to think about getting to strategy, I can do a couple of things. To my right, I have right in here, I have strategy. Or if I right click in the black, I can see strategies here. And if I click on the strategies, I can see under my strategies, I have 4 built-in strategies in NinjaTrader. So this platform provides me with strategies. This platform already provides me with strategies. Which one am I going to use, Ryan?
The
They all say sample.
Yeah, the first one.
Which one did I say we were going to use? If I looked at my notes here, which I would hope that you would do, we were using what?
Yeah, that one, the first one, the moving average.
Sample. And so if I look here, do you see anything? So is it the first one?
No, that would be the second one.
Yes, the second one called Sample MA for Moving Average Crossover. It's easy to fall asleep. So in this case of just listening to me, it's really hard. So I suggest you follow along and actually do it. So the sample moving, sample MA moving average crossover, I can double click or I can add on the bottom. I like to click on the bottom so you can see it. Now it says, is there somebody that asked me something?
Yeah, Chase. I actually got it, but I'm just a little bit behind. What did you put for the data series?
It's day.
It's what? It's day?
For type.
Okay, thank you.
So now the sample MA crossover, I said there were 2 parameters, right? They're really 2 indicators. They're basically 2 indicators. One is fast, we said, which was 10 periods. The other one was slow, which was 25 periods. you should have in the input series, it should say the name of your symbol, and in parentheses, it should say what? Daily. If it doesn't say daily, we know we have a problem because we're using end of day data. So in this case, Kyla, did you do this assignment yet?
No.
Okay. So in this case, we need to, are you working with me, Kyla?
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit behind though.
Okay, where are you?
Well, I like pressed OK and then I pressed something else and then it all got like deleted. So
Okay, so start it again. What do you mean it got deleted? It's probably not. It's probably, if you look here in this, you see down below here where it says NinjaTrader 8, you see how it has a control center and it has a chart? So look here, right at the bottom here, you should see it and then just go back to it. So at this point now I have a series. And Jamie, are you following along, Jamie?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so have you done this assignment yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so we got to hear sample MA crossover. And in your case, do you see under setup, you see something that says enabled?
Yeah, I see that.
Is it checked or unchecked?
I just checked it.
Okay, that's what we need to do. Excellent. So did you see that, Luke? You have enabled. In order to see it, you need to enable it. And it also means this is an automated trading strategy. That means, Luke, that when you enable it, the computer will trade for you if we were connected to a brokerage account.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm
once
right
we
with you.
What?
I said I'm right with you.
Good. But I would just want to make sure that this enabled later on, when the enabled is not checked by default, it unchecks it because it says, hey, you know, if you want to implement the strategy, you better deliberately do it. So we deliberately did it as enabled. Otherwise, the exercise will not work. We enabled it. That's the only thing in this under strategies. Once we chose sample MA crossover of the 10, the only thing that we need to change is enabled. You got that, Jamie? Now we say, okay. Now notice, Jamie, what it says here, order confirmation. Although you have order confirmation enabled, orders generated by a strategy will be submitted without confirmation. What does that mean? Hey, it's going to trade without you. I say, press it okay. Now, this is the strategy. You remember what I told you the strategy was? I told you our strategy, the rules and indicators were going to be if SMA fast crosses above the slow, then what are we going to do? Buy. Else, if SMA crosses below, what are we going to do? Short. That's the rule. So in this case, if I take my little arrow up here, the crosshair, go to local, and I can, let me just make this, maximize this, and go to local, and look at, I have a blue arrow coming up here. What does it say to do? So it must be that my fast crosses above my slow. What does it tell me to do? I should buy. And right here, it closes the position. And it says sell short, meaning that my fast crosses below, it is shorting. And here it is buying. And here, and notice it says buy. It does start to go up, But where does it get down? It gets in the trade too late. So now what do I have to do? In this case, Julia, are you following along with me?
Yeah.
Good. In this case, I need to see how well I did. Just because it tells me something doesn't mean that my data actually follows this strategy well, these rules well. So I right click and I have to check for my strategy performance. I check for my strategy performance. This is the strategy I'm using, sample MA crossover 1025. And at this point, Julia, I'm going to click real time and historical. And I get my strategy performance. And I'm going to maximize it so you all can see it. In my performance, I have total net profit. Everybody see that? Julia, you see that total net profit? I have that. And Audria, do I want to keep it?
Real time?
What?
Where did you-
Historical in real time.
Yeah,
Not
where
just
do you-
real time, historical real
Yeah, where
time.
do you press that?
What do you mean?
You right click on your screen and then it says strategy performance and then you go there.
Why is my strategy performance like it doesn't let me click on it? It's like faded.
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh,
I don't know what you're doing. Who's speaking?
Chase.
Chase. Basically, let me just do one thing here. Basically, so follow along and then we'll do it. I don't know. Did you get to strategy performance? Did you get something that said strategy performance?
Yeah, but now it won't let me select it.
Okay, so basically if I go to strategy performance,
Yep.
move over it, highlight it, highlight sample MAS crossover. You got that part?
Yep.
Yes?
Yeah.
Now highlight real time and historical.
Okay.
Okay, did it work?
Yep.
Okay, now, Audria, you're on a roll with me, right? We're the partners in crime. Right now it says dollar amount.
Yeah, you want to click the display at the top where it says summary and you want to change that. You want to press the drop down web and then press %.
Okay, why? This is the beauty here, Audria. Not only what we're doing, like we're little turkeys here, but we got to figure out why. If I'm trading, for instance, I'm trading, let's say Dell and you're trading Microsoft, somebody else is trading Apple, they sell for different amounts. So if I say I made $2,000, well, maybe my stock was a lot less than you. I may have done better in percent. So we always want to match, right, Audria? That if you had a percent, everybody in your group, you want to get the highest percentage. You don't want to get the highest dollar amount. So just like it by default, it is in dollars, we want to change it to percent. So instead of currency, we want percent to be available. And notice I have for all trades, you want to look at the column for all trades. My all trades is 38%. If your all trades is negative, like my short trades, then you want to pick another symbol. For right now, keep what you have, but after you get negative, our whole purpose, Zach, is what? To make money or to lose money? Our whole purpose is to make money, right? Our whole purpose is to be profitable, not negative, right? Our whole purpose, Zach, is to win games, not lose games, right? You don't want to, are we always going to win? No, but we want to win the majority of time. So in this case, it's percentage. So in this case, I know it's my percentage. I know it's my strategy that I did. And now at this point, I then can look and you can see then what you've done. And now I want to export. Everybody clear with me? So
You
what I can
export?
see here is if I looked at this NinjaTrader, I can see that I had Dell. So from my chart, you can see I did Dell, SMA 1025. I got strategy performance. I hovered over the sample MA crossover, did real time and historical. I got my trades. I have then by automatically, I got my dollar amount I want to change to percent. And now I have it by percent.
And do you just want us to record that on Zoom and show you?
No.
Oh, sorry.
So we're getting there. Now, of course, I don't. So at this point, what I do want to do is I want to be able to do manipulation. So I want to export it to Excel. So how do you think I need to export it to Excel? In my performance, I look for export. And you want to make sure what you made in percent. So before you even export it, you want to make sure you want to look at your all trades and look what percentage did you get and know what company you used. So at this point, when I export, it gives me the beginning of my file name. It says NinjaTrader Grid 2024. It says the date. It says even the time. And now what I want to do is I want to put what symbol I used. And in this case, I used Dell. I want to give the percent overall 38%. I use the SMA 10-25. And I put my name. You put your name. You don't put my name because I don't want credit for your work. So everybody understand? So at the end of this, why reinvent the wheel and put in again NinjaTrader and the date? Let it put the date and the time. You put in the symbol. You put in the overall of the percent overall that you got, the type of strategy you use, which was SMA 1025, and your name. And then I'm going to highlight this file name. I'm going to copy it to the buffer. Right? I want to copy it to the buffer. And now I want to save. And where's it saving to? Chase?
Saving, what do you mean? Saving to like your files? Like
It's saving to Excel.
Yeah, to Excel.
It's opening up Excel. Is Excel available on the virtual machine? It is. And notice it's exactly what I wanted. And now I'm going to make changes to it. So this is my spreadsheet. I want to take the first line and highlight the first line. I want to right click and insert a line. And in that line, what do I have in the buffer? I have in the buffer the name of my file, which is perfect. And now I'm going to paste it. That's great. I see here my total net profit is perfect. Not entirely perfect, but it's good that it's positive, 38.73. And the sheet one, I need to rename as Dell 38.73%. Pretty good for a year. if I followed this strategy, Zach, that historically we would have gotten a net profit of 38%. And we could have seen our long trades were what? Zach, 81%. Our short trades were minus 23. So if you, just like in a team that even won, but they could improve, right? This strategy could be improved if we took out the short trades. And we said, you know what? Use this strategy, Zach, but just use the long trades. Don't do the if then. You remember when we had that strategy? If SMA crosses above, then buy. Take out these last two lines. Buy. And then if it crosses below, maybe just exit. Don't short, because the betting is not good. This stays in too long, it seems, in the trade. And now what do? We go File, Save As. Now you can, how did you save it, Audria?
It took me a while to figure it out, but I ended up saving it to my OneDrive, and then you're able to open that on Blackboard.
Exactly. Perfect. Do it in the OneDrive. That's what I would do. Save it in your OneDrive. You have a copy of it there. Then when you go to Blackboard, you go to your OneDrive and upload it. Or guess what? When you go to your OneDrive, you can even download it to somewhere else and then upload it. But you have a copy. So what I suggest is everybody just save it to your OneDrive. I'm going to save it to my desktop. Your goal then is to then upload it to Blackboard under the trading strategy, and then you will put in the specifics. You know, what was the ticker sample? And you can follow in the sample under group 0A, you can follow the sample under trading strategy. So that's the first exercise. We got it. You see this Ninja Trader? It says save. I've saved a lot of them, so it says it's going to overwrite. I finished that first part. Do you see that, Chase? Now the second part, what you're going to have to do with this part, Jeremy, are you there, Jeremy? Did you finish that part, Jeremy?
Yes.
Okay. What I wanted each group to do is to get something positive. So that means like trial and error, each time doing trial and error. And the problem with trial and error is if we were looking at the S&P 500, Jeremy, how many symbols? And I said, you know what, Jeremy, let's go through all of the S&P 500. How many symbols is that? Jeremy?
I'm not sure.
Okay, listen to my question. You're just a little bit, it's hard to pay attention. The S&P 500, how many symbols do you think are in the S&P 500?
Would it be 500?
It would be 500. And the NASDAQ 100 would be how many? You're on a roll, Jeremy.
100.
And the Dow 30, how many you think are in there?
30.
30, wow. And if I said, let's do them all, I'd have other things that I want to do. So what I want to do is there's a way in which you can back test many symbols and let it find what do we want? The highest total net profit using what we call a strategy analyzer.
Can I ask a question quick?
Sure.
So you're here, right? You found out that your thing is positive.
Yes.
How do you export that to Excel?
I right click.
You right click.
Right, and what do you
Oh,
see?
export. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
export.
No, my thing wasn't coming up.
I
Thank
know,
you.
but that's it.
Thank you so much.
Everything's easier when you know it. Okay, so I'm not even saying. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
we got it in this case here, right? And I could save, right, and do it. Okay, and see how my Excel's coming up on closing. Now what I want to do is I'm going to close my strategy performance. And you see here, I have my chart. How many symbols am I showing, Ryan? One symbol, Dell, right? And if I said, hey, I'm not sure, that was 38, let's try something else, I would have to type in, you know, at this point, I'd have to type in Microsoft, and I'll try Microsoft. See, I don't want to look at all of these. I want the system to do it for me. So I'm going to close this. So what I'm going to use, and you can put this in your note, is the next exercise. The next exercise, what I want to do is I want to use what I call the strategy analyzer. I want the system to backtest not one symbol, but many symbols, and then sort and find me the highest profitable one. Or give all, if I do Zachary, I do 500, do it by ascending order, the top to the bottom, and I can pick it. Rather than, Zachary, you have to go to games, I have to go dancing. You know, we have things to do, right, that we don't want to waste our time. And that's what I'm going to show you. And that's like the beginning of what we're showing you is we want to use the computer, we want to use AI to basically do all the repetitive work for us as much as possible. So what do I want to do? I want to go to new. And in this case, Audrey, where do I want to go? I want to basically look at strategy analyzer directly. I do not want to go to chart. I want to go to strategy analyzer. Do you hear that, Audrey? So I said that, Audrey, you would be able to finish up this next exercise. You there, Audrey?
Yeah, I'm a little confused. So I'm doing a completely new thing.
Yes. I'm still in NinjaTrader.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the second part of the exercise.
And
So
we
if
don't
I-
have to use the same symbol, right? Or we're doing
What?
all symbols now. Never mind, never mind.
Exactly. Let's do 500 of them. Let's do 30 of them at a time. But let the system find it for us. Do you understand? I don't want, you want to type five, you want to go through the same process 500 times? I don't. You don't either. So now I want to do, I'm doing the second part of I'm doing next week's exercise. I'm going to new, and now where am I going to go, Audrey? Strategy analyzer.
You're gonna go to, oh, sorry.
Got it? And hopefully it'll come up. And sometimes it's like slow. That's the problem. I have a lot of things and it's there. Let's see if it'll come up. And again, what is the problem? The problem is it's outside of what I'm doing, right? I have my control center here and I'm waiting for it to come up. Now it came up, and you see how Audrey, you see how I got two coming up? How slow it is, and then I got two of them.
Yeah, I'm having a problem.
What's
It's saying there can only be one instance of NinjaTrader running at a time, but I don't know where. Oh, actually, I see it now.
Okay, perfect. I love it when we correct ourselves. Okay, so this is where I am now. I'm in the strategy analyzer. I could have done that last example in the strategy analyzer. Well, I'm not getting a chart. Now notice here, Audrey, what do I get inside here? What's inside the strategy analyzer is performance, total net profit, gross profit. It's all zeros. But notice it's all percent now, because I had been doing it before in percent, so it comes out in percent. So I know when I'm right here, it's percentage, but I know I haven't done anything yet. So this is what I need to do for next week's exercise. I want to remain, I have an opportunity to do backtest optimization, AI generative, we can do that later. I want to keep it at backtest. The strategy, I want to keep it the same strategy as I had before. So Audrey, are you with me? Did you get the strategy analyzer to come up?
Yeah.
Perfect. So the strategy, if I pull this down, which strategy should I use? I want to use the exact same one as I used before in the first example. So what do I want to use? What was the last strategy we used? You remember? Audrey.
Crossover.
Sample MA crossover. That's
Sorry, I
wonderful
didn't
that
know
we-
you were asking me.
Yeah, perfect. Everybody see that? We're going to use the same strategy. We're going to use the same backtest type backtest. We're going to still use 1025. But in this case, our instrument is supposed to be one symbol. But what did I say, Audrey? I don't want to use one symbol. I
You
want to
want to
use
use
a group.
500.
500 or 100 or 30. You pick 500, I'll pick 100. I'll pick 30, you pick 100. Have each person in your group try to pick something else that are a group of stocks. You could make up your own, but I don't want to make up my own. I'm just going to do Dow 30. Audrey, you can do NASDAQ 100 or S&P 500. The difference is you're going to be working harder than me, right? We'll be still pressing the same buttons, but you'll look more productive. You'll be impressed more people, and you can charge by the symbols you do. So I'm going to do Dow 30. I'm just doing 30 just to make it quick. And now I'm going to do, instead of picking Apple or Amgen or BA, what should I select? Audrey, you're on a roll.
Press select all.
Look at that. Select all. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So the instrument was right. Price based on was last, which is good. What about type? Mine says minute. What does yours say?
Mine also says minute.
Is that correct based on our data?
No, we probably want to do day.
Not we do. Have more confidence, Audrey. Don't pretend like, you know what I mean? We're going to get used to having a lot of confidence. Okay, we're going to go do day, and we want to emulate the one symbol we did before. So how many days did we do? We did 365. And note here that this is year to date, which is not good for it may be good for some things, but we want to compare from our other part. So we want to do start date a year ago. So if that's the case, I want to make sure that in this case, I'm in basically February of last year to make it as the beginning date. So I'm going to go to February. I'm going to go to the 26th. So it makes it 1 year. Does that make sense? Oh, this was 25. So let me go 25 too.
How do we get to where like this screen is? I'm lost.
Go to new strategy analyzer. Like we went to new chart, now you go to new strategy analyzer. You got it?
I'm just like
I go to new, you're in the control.
Yeah.
You have to go down here, new
Uh-huh.
strategy analyzer. And it comes up.
Oh wait, I'm still on my own chart. That's okay. Sorry, you can keep going. Sorry about that.
Back test. Sample MA crossover. We're kind of combining. I'm going to do the Dow 30. Select all. I'm going to change minute to what, Audrey? Day. We're not even, I'm going to make this, in this case, the start date, what, a year ago, right? So I want to do it February 25th, 2023. The commissions Looks good to me. So how do you think I need to run this, Audria? Audrey, are you there?
I'm not sure what you mean by how do you think I need to run this?
Are you at the same point I am?
Yeah.
We need to execute this now.
Oh,
'Cause
I would just,
I'm doing Dow 30. What are you using?
I did the 100. I did
You
the
did, so it's gonna go through
NASDAQ
100 of
100.
your stocks. Here, it's gonna go through 30 of mine. So how do we run this strategy? What do I need to click on?
Probably run. Just click on
Run.
run.
Run, look at that confidence, right? Run. And notice it says it's going through 30, yours is going through a number of them. It's doing it, my hands are up, I'm not doing anything. And it's running through it. Yours is going to take a little bit longer because it's going through 100. And it looks like I have dollars here. Audrey, did it finish yours?
Almost.
Almost. See how you're working so much harder? You're sweating. I had it easy. I only went through 30. Can you imagine actually doing the symbols each time, one and one? Tell me when you're finished, Audrey, when it's finished.
It just finished.
Perfect. It just finished and I got two parts. I got a top part and I got a bottom part. And I notice here, you see my gross profits is in dollars. Is your gross profit in dollars on the very top? Under the strategy
Yes.
analog?
Yes.
Is that good, Audria, for our purposes?
No, we want percent.
No, it isn't. We need to do percentages. Notice we get more confidence, right, Audria? As we do this, we get more confidence, but I don't want to get confidence, Audria, artificial confidence, right? I want you to get basically real confidence when you understand why. The understanding is you can say to somebody, if I made $590, I don't even know what each stock, what the price of each share is. We need to be able to bring it down to a common denominator that we can compare, and that's in what percentage. Now, what happens here is this is a little fluke or a little error in NinjaTrader, Audria, that I figured out and I'm sharing with you. Notice it says summary percent, but it's really not giving us percent up here. So what we have to do is we have to pull this down where it says display, change it to currency, and now bring it back. And do you see how it changed it up here? And now bring it back to percent again. It's like we got to turn it on and off. And now I figure, do I see total net profit or gross profits in percent? I do. And now I have 30, you have 100. I want to sort already here. I want to sort in descending order that my top get to be on top. So now I'm going to go to total net on this, just like a spreadsheet, but it's within NinjaTrader. I want to double click. Now these are all red. I want to do it again. And I get at this point, I get in my Dow 30, I get CAT to be total net profit at 15.88%. So I want to write that down, that I have CAT at 15.88%. What do you got, Audria? What did you get as your top?
Mine is now, I had to restart the back test because I had no data because I accidentally did the start date as the
okay, beautiful.
same
And
year.
you
So
know
I'm
what the
redoing it.
beauty is? You can correct yourself.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take that long.
No, but
So
it's still
not a big-
running.
Yeah, it's still running, but you see that? And the idea now, you can do it now since you did the first one. You can see here that I have 30 of them. CAT is the first one, Microsoft is the second. And now what I want to do is I want to do what? How do I export then, Julia, you think? This table here?
Do you right click?
I right click and go where?
Press export.
Press export, and I know, make a note here what I did it on. I did it on the Dow 30. You may do NASDAQ 100 or S&P. You can try both, you know, for your homework. And I make sure that I have the cat so I know who was number one. And now I do export. I do export, and where am I going to do here now? I'm going to say that I did Dow 30, right? I know the cat was number one of 15.8. I'm just going to do 15. I'll do 16% just to round up. And I know that I used SMA 1025. And then I know my name. I still know my name. That's good, isn't it? I still can remember my name. And now I'm going to copy it to the buffer, right? Take that and copy it all to the buffer, to the clipboard. Copy. Save. What should come up? Perfect. Same thing as I did before. What do I want to do? First line, I want to insert just like I did before. I have the name already, right? So I can paste it. I want to take this sheet, right? Rename it. And this sheet then is going to be what? It's going to be then cat. And in this case, 15.88%. I want to do what? I want to highlight, maybe even I'll highlight the first three. Yellow. And then what do I want to do? And I can do save as, and you guys can save it to your OneDrive. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I say save, it'll probably say I did it already. That's fine. Yes, and I finished. Part 1 and part 2. And let me show you what part the other part is. So Audrey, how you doing?
Good. I don't know why it's not running. I might not, the 100 maybe is
Okay, well, anyways,
too
you know
much
how to do it,
data. But I
right?
know how to, yes.
That's the main thing. So Ava, how are you doing? Did you get it to work, Ava?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, now let's do you want to work with me on the second part? We can finish up the whole assignment for next week. Wouldn't that be great? What do you think, Ava? You got to talk to me.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
saving the stuff.
Okay, all right. So let's do the next one. My next part is this. All of these parameters were 1025. You see that, Ava? They were all 1025. What if that means one SMA is at 10 periods, the other one is at 25? What about, Ava, if starting maybe 925? What about 825? What about 725? What about 625? What about 525?
What is going on?
And then I could say to myself, what about doing those? All the different combinations. And you say, Dr. Rush, I don't have that much time. So I'm going to show you, based on this, taking the same assignment all the way up, instead of back test, Ava, we can do optimization.
Okay.
And for the fast, you can put any range you want. You can follow me or do something else. I'm going to do from 5 to 10 by increments of 1. And the slow, I'm going to do, let's say, 20 to 25. And I'm going to remain with the Dow 30. And the start date, I want a year. Is this a year? That's perfect. And what do you think I need to do to run this? Ava?
Press run.
Press run. So what will this do? This will go through all 30. It will check 520, 521, 522, and find me the best parameters of this Dow 30. So use the same one that you had already, just change optimization, change the minimum and max, then the slow minimum and max. And then let's see what happens. And I'm going to run. And notice it goes through 1,080 different runs. Can you imagine 1,080 that I would have to do on my own each time? Isn't that neat?
Every time I run it, I don't get any numbers.
Okay.
I'm having the same issue.
It just stays at 0. It just stays at 0.
What did you put for instrument?
Dow 30 all.
I've tried 30 different instruments. It all came at 0 for me.
Okay, I'll look at it.
I was also having that issue,
Okay,
actually.
so it's one little thing. Okay, so I got total net profit. Let me just finish this and stay with me and I'll look at it. So the total net profit, what do I need to do? Right? And I notice when I picked Cisco, notice I have Cisco as number 1. And Amgen is number 2, and CAT, and what should I do now? And notice, what are the best parameters? 920 for Cisco. Amgen 521, and CAT 920. What should I do? Do the exact same thing. I right-click, I export. And then at this point, I say, what am I going to be doing? It's going to be then Cisco, 38%. And in this case, the SMA, it's going to be then the Dow. Dow 30. SMA. What did we do? We did 5, 10, 20, 25. And my Cisco was what? 9 something, right? SMA. I think it was 920. Highlight it. Copy. Save. Excel, and then just do the exact same thing again. You know the drill. I can then insert. And in this case, it would be paste. And then what was it? 920, right? So this was Cisco. 9, 20. Dash. And it was 38%. File, save as, desktop, save. Say yes. Okay. So I'm stopping sharing. So I had a couple people that did what? That just got zeros?
Yeah.
You got zeros too, Audrey?
Yeah, it was weird. I thought it was the dates that I had inputted, but then when I changed it to
Okay, well, I'll stay afterwards and we can look at it. Do you have a couple of minutes, Spencer? Or do you have to go?
I have to go to class.
Okay, so I'll stay afterwards.
Okay.
So everybody understands, I'll stay. So anybody that has any questions, stay with me, but you understand basically how to do it. And then this is due then, the second part is due next week, so we can go over it on Wednesday as well. But we got the first part. The first part, everybody's, I think, got it, right? Audrey, right? The first part. And the second part,
for sure.
you see where we're going with it. It's like one little thing. It's either like the data or something that we missed out. So if one person,
Right.
Audrey, you can even stay, a couple of you can stay and then you can tell the others. You know what I mean? You can send down
Yeah,
an email to
I'll
everybody.
stay.
Okay, great. And anyone else want to stay too? Okay. So let's just do real quick. We'll do sharing. We'll do attendance. And Luke, did you get some to work, at least for Wednesdays?
I got Wednesdays completely done, and
Right.
I'm gonna
Okay, that's good. And then the
yeah.
next time we do it step by step, you know?
yeah, and then on
That's
Wednesday
it.
I'll try to
Yeah,
get the other.
right. But at least now you feel more confident, right?
Definitely.
That's the main thing. And you can see, Audrey, you see more confidence you get. And guess what? Stuff doesn't work all the time. And what do? We document, right? We learn how to document. We take deep breaths. We don't get too excited over it. We give ourselves time. We don't do it at the last moment. Right? Because we're always going to have issues. Whoever knows, you know, what's happening. And we document it. We even can record it. When people were asking, you can screencast. This is what I was doing. And where am I getting stuck? What am I missing? And then you can even pass it on to somebody. What did I miss? What step? Okay, so we got the end of check-in. Stay with me. If you have questions,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So we have it. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. Everybody got the number 4359. Okay. All right. So share your screen with me, Audrey.
All right, let me. Oh, do I have the? Oh, I do have that. Okay.
Right.
All right. Can you
Okay.
see this?
Yeah. So close that.
Right. So I go to
Where
new.
first you need connection.
Oh,
Oh, don't we love it when we say, oh,
that could
we
have been what it was, honestly.
right.
So
See, but look at our excitement, right?
yeah,
But you
that makes
corrected yourself.
sense. Okay, so then I did
So
connection.
you send out, guess what? In the audit area or in the regular one, you can send out, I'll give you, send out an email to everybody, because you can send out an email and say, make sure that connect
Okay, yeah.
at the end of day. Those of you that were getting zeros.
Yeah, that might have been
Right? And as
honestly
soon
what it
as you
was.
hear that, basically, if we were training the AI should be telling us zeros means we're not in it. And now
You're not doing something right.
no, it's not. Now you can, anybody that tells you zeros, what would you tell them? Did you check to see if
To
you
make
see
sure
a green?
connection.
And how do you know if you're a connection? You see that green on the bottom. You see a
dot.
green ball on the bottom left. If you don't, you're not connected. That's all.
That makes a lot more sense.
Okay, and now you have confidence. Sometimes, you know what, Audrey, it's better you make those mistakes because then you have more confidence. If you keep on doing exactly like me, then you won't really learn as much. That's all. So now you can see, so
Okay.
you can be the tutor, you know, like the teaching
Yeah.
assistant of the next semester. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
awesome.
And that's why
Yeah.
you understand. That's what everybody does. Is we take the best, the students that have the not only the best attitudes too. You know, that they want to learn, and then they can help other students. You know, and
Oh,
that's why
thank
you
you.
can see. You can see that's what Spencer was last semester, and she had a good attitude. We said, "Hey, can you do it?" That she's willing to learn, not that she knew it before either. You know, she didn't know.
Well, I would love to do that.
Yeah, so great. So
All
keep
right.
it up and then we'll, and
How do I stop this share? All right,
okay,
perfect.
right. So now you know. Okay,
All right.
perfect. So let me stop. And it's good we have put that in the recording as well. So
All right,
everybody has it in
yes.
and that's why we want to do it. Okay, great.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll see you next time. And you can even send out a note to everybody to let them know if you're getting zeros, look for that connection.
Okay, I'll do
You
that.
did it. Okay, perfect.